Hello! And welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's usually Dungeons and Dragons, but tonight it could be something else for you. Why am I saying this? Because tonight is a map making stream where people are starting to get used to seeing me very drowsy and having trouble finishing the stream. Let's hope tonight's not going to be the case because I didn't work today, didn't have any contract. So, map making. If this isn't something you like, enjoy, want to watch, that's okay. I understand. Not gonna hold it against you for too long. Just let me check for sound. Okay, good. Because last time we had a little problem with the microphone, and no one told me that there wasn't any music, so everyone could hear me walk around during the break. Yay! Yeah, I had to redo the microphones. Like I was saying, map making. For me, it usually is Dungeons & Dragons, but for you, it may be something else. Maybe another game system. Maybe for a story or rough start. Sorry, or just for relaxing. As you've been able to see, it is very relaxing to do this. Yeah. So, last episode, we completed the layout of the island, which looks a bit like an elephant. And its trunk looks a little bit like where I'm from. We'd started to place mountains. Yeah. Alright, so for anyone that would be new, fair warning, my mind works a little bit different than the majority, so when I become tired, all of the conversation that I can usually just keep in check in my mind suddenly pops up. And, can make for weird moments. Let's hope that this means I'll be able to function. Alright, so, and for those who don't know, I like to keep myself awake by eating lemon wedge. Raw lemon wedge. Nothing on it, nothing with it. Not candied lemon wedge, not just raw lemon wedge with the skin that has been thoroughly washed. Alright. Back to the map. Ooh. It's a little bit different. It's what's left over from last week. I feel like they're a bit more concentrated. Oh. Don't worry, they weren't on the counter. They were just deep inside of my fridge. Which seems to be able to keep fruits and vegetable fresh longer than most people I know. Must be because my fridge is able to keep temperature closer to freezing temperature without going to the freezing zone. Okay. Now then, map. I'm not convinced of what is there. That's the problem. I did the editing. By the way, it is now on YouTube, what's left of the episode, because I realized that weren't as many moments where I nearly fell asleep, as I was afraid there would be, but long moments where I didn't say anything, or I just started to mumble. So, a lot of editing. 2 hours became 1 hour. If I can figure out how to do things that are fast forward, would probably be an option for those moments. If I'm not talking but I'm doing something, might as well keep it there, but not sure yet how it works. I have to figure that out. Alright. So, mountains. I want to do the mountains. Here's the thing. I feel like I want to restart the mountains completely. Too tired. I was having trouble making all the elements fit. Maybe I want to redo a little bit of the landmass, just on top. I realize that a cursor doesn't appear. In OBS, so but I guess I could use something that will no, not a bridge. How about a big dot? Does that veer? Yes, it does. All right. So, what I wanted to do was maybe redo that section here just a little bit, so that it's more even, but still keep that part. I want this to feel like a shield. Can be part of story elements also. Yeah, can be part of the story elements. For your own personal storytelling. Oh, I could have. Just keep. Alright, let's go with this. Oh, that's a bit too big. Okay. And like this. Yeah. And I want to increase the roughness of this here. Let's go more precise. Nope. Let's go 600. Oh yeah. Okay. And reduce the size of that brush. So we don't lose too much of the landmass. Oh, still we're gonna redo it a little. Okay. That feels interesting. Let's go see what it looks like. Huh? Alright. Yeah, sure. Sorry. So now mountains. Mountains. If I'm not mistaken, take note of that here. mountain size 45. Alright. So, size 45. And I like to use these mountains. Alright. Okay. Let's increase that a little bit so it's easier to properly place everything. Alright. Sorry, I know it can come out as a bit high pitched when I do this. Alright. Mountains. I want yeah, okay. Let's try and make a good drawing of it. No, like this. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's try and play with this software as it's meant to be played. We don't need to put everything real close together. No, that's more be this one here. Yeah. Something that covers a little bit more. Oh, like this. It's not bad. Okay. This, no. Something that hasn't. Yeah, like this. It covers a little bit better. Hope it's not gonna be like this all stream long. Okay. Okay, I feel like I want something like this. Yeah, that's much better. Covers a greater portion and yeah. Alright, so the mountains are gonna come off here and go all the way down here. But the higher mountains are only going to be on the side because the large mountain and going smaller mountains for inside of the island. So probably going to go like this. So yeah, of course, when you're doing it, you don't have to adopt a style that is artistic as mine. By that I mean having everything that fits. You know, it's not the first time where place like this I make everything fits perfectly, as if someone was playing with the aesthetic of the map. I'm doing this because I like having something that feels like someone drew it, someone was behind that pen, that it's not just something that's been generated, because what would be the point? Not that if you want to find a software that will generate maps for you, that's not good. I'm just saying I like that aesthetic of feeling like someone drew it. Because quite honestly, if you're there the last episode, I am considering trying to learn a bit more about AI drawing. It will allow me to complete some elements, some things that I do not have, that I will most likely never master. No. No. Yeah, yeah. Like this. Okay, yeah, like this. That's good, that's good. Something that this in here. Do we have something? Okay, yeah, that helps. No. A lot of same type of tiles. This could be good. This could be good. Refresh our pool of tiles. Oh, that could be interesting. Don't need to make it full. It does present an element of something that's a bit more organic. Maybe place a gap here. In which we'll put smaller mountains. No, I don't seem to have one that'll fit perfectly here. What was the better choice? Alright. Yeah, okay, I like this. That works. No, too big. I want something a little smaller. Like this. What do we have? Of course, there's one mountain that I don't like to use that often, but would probably fit better here. Come on, give it to me. Come on. Why is it that you're... Usually, I can't get rid of that mountain. It keeps generating it over and over again, but now... Ah, here we go. No, I want to put it here. This in here. And one that would fit that. Oh, this one maybe? No. Maybe this one? Oh, yeah, it allows us to. Okay. That's for the bigger mountains. The smaller mountains. choice. So, no, I'm probably not gonna get much of an answer, but wouldn't be that good of a host. Well, I'm not saying that I am a good one, but if I didn't at least ask you how you've been, what have you been doing? What happened since the last stream? Have things gotten better for you? Did you figure out the secret of the caramel? Have you gotten over your caffeine addiction? Did you finally start eating lemon wedge? Because you know, as long as I hadn't seen you eat a lemon wedge, pretty sure you're not that impressive. Lemon wedge. Okay, save. It's the only real things. Lemon wedge. It's what separates the real people from the weaker ones. If you can't stand lemons, then I'm not sure I want to know you. But that's just how it is. How about... No, that's a bad idea. Yep. If you can't eat a good lemon wedge, then what's the point of you? Real men and women, if they can't eat lemon wedge, sorry to tell you this, but you're not worth your weight in salt. You're supposed to say not salt, lemon wedge. We have to tell them everything. Alright. No, too big. Something smaller, something that'll fit here. No, I want it behind. Like this? No. No, that's not the right one. Alright, let's see. Is there a variety that just disappeared from our pool and that I'm not seeing, but that would fit perfectly here? I mean, this isn't so bad. Yeah, okay, it goes behind. Maybe we should space them out just a little bit more. They don't need to be this close to one another. And that's the only real problem. They don't need to be this close to one another. Because there is space in real life between mountains. Oh. No, actually, yes and no, but unless you want a big geography lesson. Yeah, case you said, yes, I want a big geography lesson, I'm so sorry I didn't. Come on. Oh, no, I need something that's a little larger, so it's still gonna be... Okay, no, yes, no. Let's instead put the mountain. Oh, yeah, that's gonna work, I think. I think that's gonna work also. No, because the one thing he does. Oh no, if I do this, it's gonna be on top of... Oh, okay, no, never mind that. It's gonna be useful here. This... like this. No, I don't want a lot of things to be close like this. Right. Let's refresh our pool. I feel like we're starting to miss some options. So, still haven't answered how's it's going. I know you are at least listening. You know, it's okay. If I understand if the reason why you're doing this is because you find my voice relaxing and helps you go right out to sleep. That's okay. I understand that, and you know it's okay if this is what you want to do with this channel. If you enjoy it so much, and it becomes a part of your life that's so integral. Why not? I don't know. Subscribe. At least follow us. At least follow us. And oops. No, okay, that's too big for what we want to do. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a bit rough here. Because we're gonna start going above like this a whole lot. So this. Okay. Yeah, a few mountains like this, sort of not making it as even. Yeah, this one will work, this one will work. It actually does. Like this, increase it once, increase it twice, and we're gonna close the series of mountains here. No. Okay. Okay, like this. We're just missing a few mountains. There's one that I don't like. This one should probably be up a little bit more. This one down a little bit more. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on the edge like this. Okay, like this. Ooh, sorry. Need a small one here. Yeah, something like this. Okay, that works. That works. And a little. Yeah, did you notice there's no sputtering from the microphone? It's a temporary fix. To be quite honest, it could go at any moment. Just start again. But right now, it works. Shh. Just like a baby. You don't want another waking up. Oh, this is the one I don't want. Here. All right. This should be interesting. Oh, maybe. No, I don't need all of them. I just wanted the last one. This one here. One, two. Hey, hello. A map. For me, it usually is for Dungeons and Dragons, but for you, it may be something else. We already have the. It's still a bit too big for you to see it all. The general layout of the island. It's probably going to be a large island, inspired by Records of Lodoss War. By that I mean the introduction at the beginning. The island of Lodoss, located east of the continent of Alakrast. So, large island with a few smaller islands. We know conceptually that there is a larger continent somewhere to the west, but this is where it will be meant for the adventurers to evolve. And since it's an island, you can easily find reasons to not make them go somewhere else. But like I said, for me it's Dungeons and Dragons. For you, if you're playing something else, it could be for something else. If you write stories, it could be writing stories. Could just be for relaxing. That also works. And the software we're using is WonderDraft. Why? Because it's the only software that I found which clearly state that the result of what you're doing is your own and you can sell it if you want to. So yes, once I figure out how the store works on Patreon, this map, once it's finished, along with the two others we've made, will find their way there and actually be purchasable. And in the meantime, if you want to start watching our D&D campaign, episodes are there also. So right now we are doing one of the islands. Any other questions? Okay, that's a long name to read all at once. I was gonna say call you by name, but honestly, I keep having to read it again and again and again. Juxtapose. Oh, okay. What was the edition that you last played in? Was it 5th edition or a previous edition? So here we have mountains. So let's start with the mountains on every island chain. So this one feels interesting because there is a perfect place to sort of put a hold on. So you can actually see what I'm talking about. Oh, it's small. Okay. Oh, okay, that's because of the size. Here we go. So, hey, save. Alright, so this region here was interesting because it creates sort of a shield to the larger continent. So maybe they have a little diplomatic problem, and although the larger continent might have more kingdoms, they sometimes do war. So it makes it a little harder to attack. I don't know. A lot of these ideas just are there for maybe ifs. I actually might try and include them along with things that can be purchased. Mostly 2 and 3. I learned to be a dungeon master with a 2nd edition. Haven't played a lot 3rd edition. 4th edition, I saw the books and I read them, but I never played, and I played 5th edition. Okay. Where would be the mountains on this here? Maybe more central mountains on these. Yeah, I think that would be nice. I played a little of 1st edition. I played once with 1st edition with a dungeon master who was way too literal with the rules. Made it hard to begin on. Almost didn't begin. But fortunately, a few years later, a friend of mine in high school played Dungeons and Dragons, and that's where I started playing. He was playing with the 2nd edition. Played in grand total less than a year as a player, and ever since as a dungeon master. So. Okay. No, I don't like this one. And I figured, well, as long as I'm doing maps, why not try to stream it? Who knows? Maybe enough people would be interested in watching someone make the map, or maybe just see this as a way to have a WonderDraft tutorial where they can learn to generate their own maps and have their own games. And like I said, maps don't need to be just for all right. Started playing 1996 officially, but it was in the 92 or 93 that I first tried. No. 1990. First time I tried with first edition. Alright, granted, trying to play the first edition at 10 years old is maybe not the best of decision, but didn't have much of a choice. As far as D&D is concerned, I think that the 5th edition, well, it's personal opinion, I think that the 5th edition is probably the best edition since the 2nd edition. 2nd edition is where I learned to play, learned to be a dungeon master. Mastered it enough that it felt easy no matter what I was doing. So all of the complaints of people saying that, oh, 2nd edition was way too hard. Nah, I always keep saying it's not too hard. It's just... yeah. My heart will always remain on 2nd edition. Played too much of it, mastered it too much. If I just started to say that it's not the best one, I'd be lying to myself. Okay. No, like this. Yeah. So, not leaving myself enough room for smaller mountains. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. We're gonna put just one large mountain here and a bunch of smaller mountains here. And we're going to remove just a few mountains here. It's going to give us enough room to put smaller mountains. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you played 2nd edition, learning 5th edition is going to be easy because in many ways it just feels like a simplified version. So you shouldn't have a problem learning. There's going to be a few elements that you might find frustrating. But depending on how much you enjoy realism or at least the balance between realism and fantasy, nearly Japanese fantasy, you might enjoy more 5th edition because they did keep with their tradition of 3rd edition of making things a bit more flamboyant. I personally liked second edition. The idea of starting out not as a hero and becoming a hero because of your actions and not because you just leveled up. I like the idea of not being a hero by default. All you have to do is level up and you become more and more of a hero. That's something that I personally do not enjoy all that much. But if you do enjoy that idea, then maybe 5th edition will feel more interesting for you than it has for me. Might also be because I spent so much time trying to understand everything that I feel like 5th edition lacks detail. So you're used to 2nd edition. For example, in 2nd edition, an elf couldn't be a paladin. Well, technically it can't be a paladin, but just like the Dungeon Master Guide states, never just say no to a player. Listen to your player. Listen to why. And if their story makes sense, then why not? So I spent a lot of time learning. So I spent a lot of time learning the reasons why something couldn't be there, so that I could say yes or no to someone who had an interesting idea. But because they didn't put as much attention on this in this edition, it does feel like they wanted to just say yes to everyone, and they took the other way around. Instead of saying no, but tell me a good story and I'll say yes, now they say yes, but if you can't convince me, then I'll have to say no. Which means that a lot of people say yes and never ask for the story. But everything is still there. You can still say, oh, okay, yeah, no, sure, everything is allowed, but you have to convince me. That's what I did with my players on my current campaign. Yeah, sure, everything is allowed, but convince me that it makes sense for you. Had a little bit of trouble at the beginning, I have to admit. Some of the people that tried to join initially just didn't listen to the premise of the game. They said that it starts out with a dream, and the dreams will be important in the storytelling. Okay, good. And the first thing someone says is, can I be this race? For one of the first thing that it says is that this race cannot dream. Right. I don't want to just put the mountains at the bottom like this. I need to put money here. Okay, I'm gonna have to increase its. Remove this one here. Increase this so that still works. No, now I have to increase everything. Right, here you go. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot I could do this. merge different assets together. So for you who are here because you want to know, here you go. Select everything, merge, and not for grouping, but to improve performance at the cost of image quality. Please undo if not desired. Yes, okay. So, yay. But you do sacrifice a little bit of image quality, like they said. There's enough for me to notice. Yeah, power gaming. It's probably the thing that's bothered me. Why can't I say it in a way that feels convincing? That troubled me the most about 3rd edition. How easy they made it for someone to power game heavily. No, I wanted like this, so like this would be more interesting. Oh yeah, like this. That works. We're missing variety here. And of course, with that being said, I did offer my players this campaign, which could simply be interpreted as Gnome from the future. They can ask for almost anything. They're eventually gonna get it, but you know, since they're gnomes, you never know, it might blow up. So there's a little bit of power gaming. They just realized last episode that they could ask for object to be fused together. Oh goodness. And simply be improved for a price and time. But they suddenly started thinking about, oh, how can I increase that weapon and that thing? Oh, can I fuse these two objects together? I don't mind if it becomes something that you need to attune to. It just give me more option. Even though the player says, well, how much would it cost to increase the plus of the weapons? You know, from a plus 1 to plus 3? A few tens of thousands of gold in a few months. Oh, it's a lot, but okay, I'll do it. Yeah, no. The Forgotten Realm is the default realm of the 5th edition. They really did everything and talked all of the elements around the Forgotten Realm. So if you're really used to the Forgotten... Why did I keep... Lemon Wedge might help me. So, if this is your setting, you might actually feel very comfortable with the 5th edition because they really based it a lot in the Forgotten Realms. Since I was too poor to buy books when I started playing, I started to play directly by learning to make my own worlds and play in them. So I don't really have any settings I only have one actually. The Council of Wyrm setting. It's my one regret that we have never gotten to play the Council of Wyrm. I wanted to play it so much. Initially, some of my players at that time said, "Oh, we're gonna be playing dragons, so there's gonna be a lot of challenge. We're just too powerful." Right. So yeah, Forgotten Realms and Gnomes. They said if you enjoyed Forgotten Realms this much, maybe you would actually like 5th edition. I don't know about inherently evil, but I'd probably more say mischievous than evil. But I think I can understand from what angle you're looking at this. Gnomes are curious by nature, I think. They enjoy exploring, building things, deconstructing things. They're really good at it. And they don't... let's just say that they have a work ethic that is slightly flexible. So personally, I'd say more mischievous than evil, but yeah, I can easily understand why you would say this. No, not that one. All right, we need to refresh our pool. We're starting to miss some. If I'm not mistaken, gnomes are by default, I think, neutral good. This is their default alignment. I had a halfling goddess. Hit him, turn good, thus creating. Well, that's a bit what I'm saying. I don't think they're intentionally evil. I think they're evil because it's more fun. They're mischievous. They don't really care all that much about many elements, which means sometimes weird stuff happens. They don't do it to be evil, but well, you have the words in English, but there's an expression in France. How do I translate this word for word? Being evil in spite of them, which in French would mean they want to do good. They are good by nature. They want to be. They want to do good, but it just always ends up being slightly more evil than intentionally designed. No, don't want to put too many times the same. So yeah, gnomes are special people. And I think my players would definitely agree with you that gnomes are not necessarily all good, or at least they think they're good, but so the general setting is that they're inside of a large ship that came from another realm. When the players did not know that the realm existed. So that was a surprise. The ship is filled with I don't think they think they're good. I think they genuinely try to do good, or at least what they perceive to be good. And I think this is where the problem is. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, in setting, the ship is mostly populated by arcane construct, golem-like creature, all machine. So literally all arcane machine, arcane fueled machine, and gnomes. There are a few elves and half elves and dwarves, but mostly gnomes. So let's just say that they are always fearful, but they use it. They use these gnomes fully and to the best of their abilities. Keep asking them for a new object. One of them accepted to drink a potion from a gnome. Woke up 15 minutes later with a child that came from another dimension. It looks like a crossbreed between a maggot and a worm. Later, they learned that these gnomes probably know full well that these potions are impossible to detect. They do it anyway, and they know that they might have very varied reactions. So, but I keep offering them to my players, and they keep drinking them. So far, one player got exploded. Another one got a. Don't worry, he survived. Painful experience, but he survived. He was put back together. The potion transformed him into a jelly just before exploding, and refuses him into a normal being after. So he felt the sting of being exploded and being put back together and becoming a human again. One got a child from another dimension, which has been officially classified as an aberration, as a type of creature. What else do we have? Shadow Dragon was summoned because someone drank a potion. Oh yeah, a gnome offered a hard candy to one of them, one of the players. Of course, they ate it. No, absolutely. Actually, the player enjoyed it, and after that, he asked me if there was a way to make this a permanent change, and it became part of his story development. So now he's officially a gelatinous human. Uh, okay, well that's interesting for Mountain. Yeah, hard candy and a toffee. I think I said, yeah, I think it was a toffee. And when the player ate it, he started to emit a sweet candy-like scent. Which, whenever someone was close to him, they needed to make a saving throw. If they failed, they felt the uncontrollable urge to lick the candy. So, for an entire month, because of that candy, the player found himself being licked by gnomes and people looking at him with desire for nearly a month. So you see, gnomes, they don't mean, they don't want to kill you. I mean, they're not doing anything to you that they wouldn't do to themselves. It's just that if they do it to themselves, there's less of a chance that they can keep doing it. So, you know. And since the garden is full of adventurers, well, you only have to dangle a reward in front of it and they'll eat or drink anything. You know, sometimes a useful invention comes out. They were able to create, thanks to the players, a phase munition blowgun darts. So yeah, it's as bad as you think. You can throw darts through walls. Of course, the gnome did not do this for that. They wanted to be able to know what was happening in the garden, so they were developing this for so that they could put cameras, well, arcane spying device, wherever they wanted, because the arcane construct that are actually in charge of the garden actually do have the well-being of the adventurers at heart, so they are there to regulate the gnomes as much as they can. I'm missing one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, so as you can see, there are still some interesting things in 5th edition, and if you enjoyed Forgotten Realms, then my setting is not in the Forgotten Realms. I built it myself, but you'd probably be able to at least feel like it's familiar, everything you're experiencing. Much of the terminology was not familiar to me when I was reading the book, because I haven't played a lot in the Forgotten Realm. That actually was more a friend of mine that knew it nearly by heart. No, not this one here. So yeah, definitely, if you are willing to lower yourself to pick up power, you will find power everywhere you go. Yeah, that was the same thing with my friend. He was a really, really devoted fan of Dritz. That's how he began. Forgotten Realm became his favorite realm. Probably because of that. No, I don't like this. This one here. Maybe like this, and we put it behind the mountain. Yeah, that's interesting. No, not this one. I think that was even his default desire when he started playing. Because of Dritz, he wanted to play a ranger. No. Okay. Yeah. On Twitch, definitely they're there. But since I'm only affiliate, they only stay there for 2 weeks. But every episode has been placed in YouTube also. So below the window, you have links for every other things. If you go to the YouTube one, you're gonna find the channel where I put everything. It works a bit like an archive. Over 200 episodes, each one between 2.5 and 4 hours, the average being 3 hours. So that's a lot. But if you want to start now and not have to watch everything, I think you can skip. Oh, I'd have to check, but I think you can skip the first 28 episode because we had a problem at the beginning with the players and some left, and it made a cascade of player leaving, so we had a bit of trouble, and a lot of time in the beginning is spent just integrating new characters and new players. So you don't have to start from there, but there's only 2 of the players. So there's only 2 of the players that were there originally that are still playing. So if you want to know their evolution, you can start from the beginning. But if you don't mind, the group itself, Forge itself, became stable only around episode 28 from there. And it's not so bad because it just so happens that it is when the story actually begins properly. Before that, it was just an introduction. Time for them to settle in the world, have a better feeling of how it is and how it's going to be. No, I want us to keep it there. Oh, that's going to be intriguing too. Mountains on this one. I think it's clear we have to put a mountain right in between the two lakes. It's obvious, isn't it? Okay. So yeah. Big mountain. Right in between. Why do we put a big mountain there? Well, it's simple. So water can flow from both sides, which would confirm that the wind is from east to west or west to east. Otherwise, one side of the mountain would be dry and the other one would not, so you wouldn't necessarily have a large lake. Of course, unless it is a world built by a mage somewhere that's feeling lonely in his tower, then you can have pretty much anything you want. You don't have to go for realism. Yeah, that works, and I'll add a few smaller mountains. Okay. Yeah, the composition of the... Well, I try to do my best because over time I realized that our brain, our eyes, they recognize things which feels natural, which feels like it's something you could actually see, even if we aren't aware of it consciously. When you look at something, you look at it and okay, it's nice, but there's something inside of you that just keep not thinking that it's real. But it's when you start learning about those little details, oh, right, that makes sense. So I'm gonna put this here and here, and oh, well, it feels so much more natural. So this is why I started paying attention to realism when I'm building maps. There's actually a few interesting channels on YouTube that I've managed to find people talking about how to create realistic maps. This is how I got a lot of my information about, oh, that's real. Okay, that's how you make this. So yeah. One side of mountains is usually dry and the other side is usually wet. That's because the wind hits the mountain catches the humidity, and it falls down the mountain. So if you want to have something wet on both sides, the wind needs to catch the mountain sideways. That way it's going to split and water is going to be able to gather on both sides. And yes, I didn't just say this only for you. Anyone else listening? Not a lot of people talking, but the chat does say that there are... Oh, wow. A good amount of people. So yeah, for anyone who's interested in making more realistic map, like me. I'm missing variety here. But if you don't like realism, well, You can just say that the world was built by a wizard. In that case, it's just like playing with Play-Doh. It's pretty much what you want it to be. Okay. I want this to be on top. Yeah. Something here. Below. And maybe just one that's in front here. Or maybe two. So I don't know, if I put two, I'm gonna want them to be two of them smaller ones. More like this. And we just need one in the background. Here. Like this. Maybe like this. Yeah. Mountains, high mountains, small mountains, you know, inside, not too many cliffs. And there's room to create something with this. You know, it feels like something just exploded outward there. Maybe at one point there was a volcano, or maybe it's a monster hidden there and actually it's slowly being pushed outward, and I don't know, you can build something on it. Have your adventure travel in time, and 500 years in the future you actually realize that the mountains are being pushed on the side because there's a monster slowly emerging and an egg growing there. Who knows? All right. Those work for the mountains and small islands. Yeah. I think that works. One more hour. How about we start smaller details of the island, the small islands. We're gonna leave the big island for later. Here, all right, because of how the mountains are placed, I have to decide, is the wind coming from the east or the west? Because the two islands at the bottom, it's not going to matter too much. But the two top ones, it's going to matter. Especially the northwest one. Actually, it does create a variety of environment. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think in that case, yeah, no, that's you bring up a point that's interesting. The mainland. If we say the mainland is located west, then if there's a strong wind coming from there, it would have to be something like it's being influenced by the tides between the two. Otherwise, the wind would probably need to come from up or down, and because of the ocean, change direction. Probably because there's a cold or hot stream of water, forcing the wind to move a little bit. Otherwise, a lot of the mainland is going to catch humidity. This is why the western part of the United States is drier, because the wet winds, feels weird saying it like this. I have a player who would giggle to no end at this description. Comes from the east, which is why the East Coast is wetter than the West Coast. So if we want to have the same thing here, I think we need to have, and the entire island not be stuck as a grassland or something like this. I think the wind has to come from the east, meaning that the top island is going to be mostly tall grass. It's going to be a bit drier island. Alright, so not a lot of trees on the top one. Ooh, bigger than I anticipated. Maybe only at the tip. At that size. Trees size 50. So trees, but only here, because the wind comes from under here. That's gonna be a good. I can use a tree to as a pointer in this one. All right, so the wind would come from here, being blocked here, so this side would be a lot drier, but wind coming here would be able to pass, meaning that there's a forest that could actually be there, but it would be their only forest. Which on its own creates interesting opportunities for adventurers. Something happened. It's their only big forest. Ah, yes, another big question. How far up north are we? So I know how many pine trees to put in there. All right. Not too high up north, but enough that they would have snow every year. So maybe we're gonna try and have a mix of a third of the trees are gonna be pine trees. It's not gonna be a boreal island, but enough that people living in the northern part of the island might get a little bit more. Well, actually, oh wow, actually, oh, this is interesting. This part of the island. So for those who do not know, I'm from Canada. And there is a place in Canada that looks a bit like this. And, well, up until we got a lot of climate change, it used to be one of the snowiest place on Earth during winter. Just during winter. By that I mean during the 80s and 90s. Coldest and snowiest place on the globe. I miss those days. But that's funny because now they're going to be there catching the full wind of the ocean in a place where there could be interesting winter. So they might have a little bit more snow than everyone else on the island, which is funny to me. But also they're going to be close to the ocean, so stabilizing effect. we'll see. We'll see. Back to 300%. All right, let's go with dispersing this just a little bit so we can put pine trees everywhere. Okay, that's good, that's good. Put closer to shore. Maybe like this. Too many trees, identical trees here. Okay. Yeah, maybe an odd tree or so. Alright, let's see. Where are my pine trees? Pine trees, I think they're not as big, yeah. Because it's a custom asset. Actually, I think I want to make them even smaller. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit with the size of them. Because it's a custom asset, they don't naturally spawn of different size. That's the drawback of doing your best to have assets that you can use no matter when and where you are, because that is the main problem. Custom assets, if you buy them somewhere else, they may not give you everything you need to be able to use them on any map and still be able to sell them. But since this custom asset, I made it myself, I give myself permission to use it wherever I want. Thank you. Thank you. It's important to be nice to a small content creator. It's, you know, they struggle a lot. They try to do everything they can. Need to be nice to them. So, yeah, I gave myself the right to use them wherever I wanted. It's important. And so this is why I also like gnomes. Because a little part of me thinks like a gnome. Except I'm not inherently trying to do good and evil at the same time. Okay, I think that there's enough pine trees so that it feels like there's a variety. Not all trees are going to be dead trees during winter. Maybe one closer to the shore also. One here. Okay, one big one here. And a smaller one here. Yeah, okay, I think that works. Really? Oh, feel like it shouldn't. Alright, so yeah, this one could be in front, but not the other one. It should be behind. Okay. And a small tree, a really small one. No, that's too small. Right here. All right. So wind comes in. A little wind is left there. We're gonna have to be careful. Probably, the water is going to come from the mountain. With the, actually, I could do the river right away. So, no. Coming from the mountain. And another stream. And it's going to come out here. Yeah, of course, that's an interesting idea. Give it oh no, if you give a good idea, I'm always open to it. I'm not the kind of person that think everything he knows is everything there is to know. And let's just go back in. Actually gives a good gives interesting possibilities for adventures, you know. If your players start on this island, there could be something that happens, and we'll have to put should probably be a bit thicker here. Water. You know, with a... I don't want to... No, I don't want to add one. Alright, let's do this the hard way. And of course, it doesn't go all the way there. Alright, this is good enough. All I need to do is put a town, or maybe a city, near the large lake, and something can happen, and you know, an adventure can simply happen from which has you going on boat or small embarkation. And judging from the size of this, it could be large enough for a boat. I mean, why not? Okay, yeah, a boat. All right, so yeah, turn off this because since it's coming out of the mountain, I want there to not be a huge fade in at the mountains. But I do want the stream to... No. No. So... Okay. source fade in, roughness, meander distance. Okay, we don't have a choice. Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna have to put the base of it. Oh, I don't mind it as much. Like I said, when I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, I didn't have enough money to buy sets, so I built everything myself and got used to it. And this is probably one of the things that I like about this software. It creates those squiggly lines by itself. Because if I had to do that and make it feel real, no, I would not enjoy this. But the software actually does give something decent. Okay, and the exit is going to be here. If we put this here, let's have it go down into here, go through the forest. Come on. Oh, no! Ah! What happened? Redo. Where did my river go? Okay. Let's do it again. Alright, so we're gonna go with something a little wider. Yeah, okay. Something a little wider. Yeah, but I just want to go down. Now you're just being mean. No. Stop playing with me. Why are you? Ah, good. Here we go. Alright, so large mouth going down, entering the forest, and leaving here. Bigger, thicker, can possibly have larger embarkations. Judging by the fact that the scale is probably going to be a square a mile, which means it's a pretty large river. Which means maybe I should put the feeding rivers a little smaller. I think we're at 4. Let's go with 3. Okay, forgot to put the fade in. On. Because of the size, I think I don't need it to be as rough. It's still very wide. Let's go with 3. No, I think I was with 3. Let's go with 2. Ah! Oh! Oh. Alright. Put it back at 2. Something's messing with me right now. And I don't like... Sorry. 2. All right. I think that's gonna be okay. Fade in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Small, clean river. Yeah. There you go. Oh. Ah, that's much better. That's much better. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Small and a very large one, which would suggest that there might actually be boat that can go there, which would explain how they would probably have been able to create a major city there. First explorers arrived, looked at this, saw that it had potential, it was interesting, found the river, decided to go on it, reach the central lake. Interesting place, defended, shielded from the continent, not the continent, the shielded from the island, but not the continent where they would have been from. Then we have a good reason to have a completely different culture. Well, a culture that is different from the island, but maybe closer to the continent. Of course, if you're doing this yourself, you don't have to follow any of these things I'm saying, but who knows? Maybe you will. All right. Let's clear the forest just a little bit so we can see and follow the river along. Its way. Maybe like this. Put this one here. Here we go. We have rivers for this island. With 3 streams feeding it, it justifies why how the lake can have appeared and why it's a very wide river, because it has to evacuate all of the water from those 3 little feeding point. All right, yeah, I don't know. I think I like it. It was a good idea to put the river inside of the forest. It gives a chance to also have story elements, which may revolve around this. It's probably going to be several miles long, so it could take you an entire, maybe a day or 2 crossing this with a small embarkation, larger embarkation, like ships. Probably the same time, because it needs to be, it can't be too shallow. So probably only going to be the center that's deep enough. Yeah, potential for a lot of things. All right. So directly after the mountain, the rivers feeding into it. It's going to help bring humidity, but not too much. So, oh, high mountains, smaller mountains, very small mountains. Let's go with hills. Which are my hills? These are my hills. Size 60 for the hills. Ooh, that cluster is way too thick. Placement rate, density. Did I write down the density? No. Oh, size, density 0.9. Okay. It's still a bit dense. Undo. Let's go with 0.5. Ah, much better, much better. Can actually do something with this. Oh, and we can justify the shape of this. Right. This. And like this. Hills. So really you have the full degradation of the mountain. We've got tall mountains which are close to the ocean. Maybe this could be more of an inner sea. Anyway, how the ocean, and then it falls to smaller ones, and then really small one as hills with all of the water running through them. Now, let's accentuate the reason why this river looks the way it does by placing hills all along its trajectory. Okay, place one here, place one here. This one would maybe more be on this side. Yeah, okay, no, it follows the same. Like this, like this. Probably gonna add a few more. Hills. Okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's good. Few odd hills. Like this. Let's just restructure this. So we got something that justifies bigger hills here. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. I think I need a little bit more hills. One here, that's too big. Is there a place where I could put this one? Yeah, no, I don't want this one. Okay, yeah, this one looks nice. Also this one. Nope, I want a single one. Like this, yeah. Okay. We can just add one here. Like this, put it really there. Like this, like this. We're gonna need a little variety just in case we need to reposition everything. Okay, no, that's too big of a one. That's go. No, I want a better justification for the fact that it has a curve here and a curve here. Yeah, I think that's better. Put one here, put a small one here. Another small one here. Oh, no, that's too big. The way to the mountains. Actually, this one would fit more here. It's a pretty big hill. So, like this. Okay, I think we have something interesting. So, hills justifies the strange way that the river is. Most of the humidity comes from the river. Usually the river would provide necessary moisture for something else to be there, but it's not. Why? Because hills, rocky terrain, so vegetation would be still sparse. I think it's good. It's gonna make life on this island just a little bit harder. So, why don't we give them tall grass? You know, we're not gonna make their island a desert. Have some mercy on them. Tall grass. Did I? Tree, the font. No, I did not write down any size for the tall grass. I think we're gonna put it as large as we can have it. So, definitely not too much higher up. Moisture from the river doesn't spread too much because of the hills, so we're gonna put the tall grass more. Oh, that's too big. Still too big. No, it's still too big. So it's smaller. Like this. Ah, that's a little better. Places for a bit more life, but also it gives. Can easily play with the ominous element of tall grass. You know, look at this, and oh wow, you can see so far ahead. You can actually put a monster in there. And you have a good reason for something like a large snake for going in there. You know, we'll have a road that goes through, and if you go too far off the path, there's a chance that the monster will catch up to you. Something like this. And actually I see something that could probably be interesting. Because of the way the river is, I'm not No, I think we're gonna keep it with tall grass. I was thinking about putting maybe a swamp. So that you can see where I wanted to put the swamp. I want to put a swamp maybe here. That wouldn't be too big. But then again, it's a large river. Swamp would have made more sense with the smaller ones. Oh. Don't want that here. So no, a band of tall grass. Actually, maybe not put the tall grass at the bottom part, because this should be the one place where there is the most humidity. So let's put the tall grass all above, like this, but not completely. You know, there's a small band that doesn't have anything, any tall grass. Probably gonna put a city there. Yeah. Where's there's the bend, huh? Yeah. Hills would make it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's an interesting place to put it. Oh, that's way too big. Okay. Just one hill. No, that's. I want a single one. Single one here. Single one here. Single one here. So could have also went like this. So this entire region is going to be marshland, wetlands. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, okay, it's this one. 35. And it starts right at the foot of the mountain. Like this. No, I need a single one. No, that's not single, that's single. Okay. Alright. Yeah, and judging from the scale, it's probably going to be a small marsh or bog or wetland that's going to be several miles long. So when you keep the scale in mind, it actually does give you an option for putting something in there. Special monster, special quest. Yeah, okay. Do I want to... No, it's really in the bend. Normally it would just flow like this, and probably... Yeah, that's the point, that's the point. So probably at one time the river just flew like this, but it's the hills here were not too big, so eventually it started to fill up with water. The river started to migrate from there to higher north, and while doing this, it flooded the entire area. So while there is a strong current there, an official one, this region right there is actually just marshland. Alright, we at least have a second environment in there. That was a nice idea. Thanks. Alright, now back to the tall grass. I feel the tall grass is a little too big compared to the rest. Let's diminish the scale of the drawing just a little bit. Tall grass. No, that's more tall grass here. Tall grass. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't have. So let's go with 30. Ah. And what about 35? Oh yeah. It's a little more subtle. That's better. All right. Good. All right. So we got a region of tall grass. We got a marsh hidden inside of the hills. We got a forest that if you want to leave, that actually has potential for, you put a fort. Yeah. No, absolutely. This is why it's interesting. Absolutely. Getting wood from the south because the river is larger. They can actually use boat to get it there. We can put a trading post at the beginning. Actually, that could be interesting because the bog being near the mountain would be a natural source of bog iron. So you could have primitive groups there, druids living there. Druids have a problem, especially in Dungeon Dragon, with mining because it harms the environment. But bug iron was probably among the first type of iron that were harvested. And so also kind of respectful of the environment. So you got a place where you can have metal for druids, and because of the small rivers, you can have small embarkations shipping ore from the mountain to the lake where it's recovered for. We'll put the capital city somewhere around the lake. So we have synergy with resource and how it's made and how their lives are happening. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point also. I'm reading again what you wrote. Put more cities along the river. Actually, there's a perfect place right here for a city to be. Create something a little bigger, easier to see. No. One here. There seems to be a perfect place here. Probably another one here. Something here. And we put the capital city here or here. I feel like I want to put it here because it's better hidden. Would be more defensible. But if we put it southward, we have usable fields here. There could be access for a normal road going to the mountain, going to the secondary way to get wood. Okay. Let's claim this. Oh, that's way too big. Let's claim this. The capital of this island is going to be here. Right next to the large lake. So, food. We're gonna put towns near here. Do we want... Yeah, why not? Okay. So another one here. Maybe one... No, not... Okay, larger towns here. 2 can be placed here. One here also. Maybe a symbol for... What other symbol do we have? Oh! It was used for temple somewhere else. Let's go with this. It's gonna be just a fort. Is it a good one? No, I think I want to go with not a square. I'm gonna go with a lozenge. Let's go with a lozenge with... No, that's too big. This one here? This island here? Okay, I think... Okay, I think I know what you mean. And the larger version, when you look at it, looks like an elephant. It's about to step on the small island here. Looks like it's spitting something on this island here. This one is on its back. And this one, let's not elaborate too much on this one. All right, all right. So we got a fort here. Now we need something. Another a little too big. Exactly the same size. Yes, it is. All right. So we're gonna place one here and one here. Now, it's going to be important to have one somewhere here too. That opens a small dilemma. The points are, so the ones with star, this is going to be where the capital of this island will be. So probably a large castle. This one here is really just a fort. Fortified position. The dot with a square is a town, and the single dot is a village. But this is where I'm wondering. So, with a map of this size, how many village do we put? Because on a normal map, one that's very realistic, it would be littered with village. Especially on this size. There would be villages everywhere. Let's put it by the sea. Easy access to food. Well, it really depends on how you want to place everything. The road. It really is going to be where we're going to be able to see the scale. Because if I create a road from there to there, yeah, those dots are going to be too thick. So those dots are going to be too thick. This is much better. And from that, we're going to estimate the size of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. WonderDraft. No, it's WonderDraft. I believe my link below is still working. So below the window, there's several links. One of them is to the WonderDraft website. The software itself doesn't cost a lot. And they do say that everything you make, the end result is yours. So if you want to sell them, if you want to use them on streams, if you just want to have a nice background for your campaign, put it there while it's loading or things like this. The end result is yours completely. You can do whatever you want with it. Well, we already established that this is going to be a little up, a little bit more up north, so there's going to be periods of time where snow is going to cover everything. This is why I didn't also want to put tall grass everywhere, because you usually don't see a lot of fields. The idea of putting everything to the south is a good one, because this is where the land is going to be the wettest. Sorry. So probably very favorable for fields, which would justify a lot of villages. They would tend the fields, take care of that. Actually, they need a way to access everything, so we would need a town on the other side. So it would be easy to put roads linking up here and linking up here, but these one here are a bit isolated. So it would be interesting for them to have something up north. So not a lot. A town near the lake, easy access to food, fish, here, and so on. And it does give a reason for crossing this. Putting a road going there that's going to be easier for them instead of going through all of that hill if they want to come out. So close to the ocean for food, and one here. So jump, jump. I'm probably going to put villages on this large extent. This is going to be a bit harsher land. So those living on the northern part would have a harsher existence, heavily relying on the food provided by the lake and the ocean. I'm gonna have to look at all of the symbols that I have. Oh, we're almost done for tonight. Maybe something that's gonna feel... what do we have? Hills. Huh. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to think about what could be here. It's a bit hard to see it. What could be here? It depends on the type of fish. I'd say for food's sake, some fish will care when it rains because bugs will appear and many fish eat bugs. But beyond that, I don't think they will care. All right. Well, progressed a lot. We made the mountains for a lot of areas. Now I need to do a little bit of thinking. For reason. What would be the reason to have villages on the northern part of this island? Because on the practical level, leaving the mountain for the 2 towns which are placed at the base of the mountain. It's a lot of resources to walk down. Yes, you can go downstream, but what about going back up? You're going to go against the current, which is going to cost you a lot of energy to do. So an easier way to come back up and doing other types of commerce, because they don't have a whole lot of food there. So with the town that is close to, villages. Yeah, no, villages. Oh, we can't underestimate villages. A lot of things to think about. All right. But I think that for tonight, it will be it. Let's eat a celebratory lemon wedge. All right. All right. Save. Never forget to save. Always save. Always, always, always. I can't say it enough. Save. Always save. It will save your life. Aha. Honestly, the number of times I've built something and I've completely forgot to save. When something happens, the program crashes, there is a power out, and lose everything. Save, save, save. The program has an autosave, so you don't lose everything. But still, there you can cover a lot of distance, create a lot of things in between each save. Save. All right. Oh yeah, from a distance, now I see it. Dinosaur with the hard beak at the bottom. Yeah, I can see it better now. Well, map making is always on Thursdays. Live campaign is on Wednesday, and the rebroadcast for the live campaign on Friday. So far, these are my only 3 broadcast days. Maybe I'll have more if I ever get a second group. I wouldn't mind that. But for now, these are my 3 broadcast days, and when the stream is over, you'll see the schedule. It's my default backdrop for when I'm offline, the schedule. So you can always consult that or look below the window. I'll also put it there. Except if you're watching this on YouTube or Patreon, then I should find a way to put a schedule in there. All right. So, with this, you're good with this. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a pleasant evening, night, morning, whichever part of the day it is. Who knows? Maybe you're in space right now, so you don't have a part of the day. So maybe you're an alien. Who knows? In that case, who knows? Maybe you don't have part of the day. Maybe nice is not nice for you. Maybe you're all gnomes. You want to be nice, but you actually only do evil. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. See you again next Wednesday. And remember, if you enjoy this stream, you can support us by following us, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, leaving a like, leaving a comment, especially on YouTube. That helps, leaving likes and comments. Can make a donation, become a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. These help me pay the bill. It's important to have electricity when you want to stream. You'd be surprised. But if you can't do any of those, there's a very, very free thing to do, which requires very little effort, and that's spreading the word of the channel. Helps tremendously. I promise, I swear, I'm telling the truth. Alright. And with this, see you next week, or tomorrow if you watch the rebroadcast. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.